What's going on, boys?
Yep.
Uh, we're back with another trade recap today, and we're gonna start off with the verse of the day today, which is Sira, chapter 10, verse 12. I read this last night, Sira, and it's a really good book. I recommend you guys read it if you are reading the Bible or like starting. It's a really good book, and I read it and I just thought, why not speak of it? So this verse says, "The beginning of pride is when one departs from the Lord, and his heart is turned away from his Maker." I really like this verse because it's extremely true, right? Pride starts when you depart from the Lord and you start relying on yourself, like thinking, like having pride, thinking that everything is because of you and not because of God. And that's really similar. Well, it is how the devil became who he is today, Satan, and why God banished him to hell, because he had a lot of pride and he thought that he could be like God. And obviously nobody could be like God because God is God. So the devil ended up turning away and tried to get people with him, angels or whatever. And that's why he is who he is today, because of pride. Pride is actually one of the 7 deadly sins, which, it's valid because it made Satan who he is today. But always be thankful, always be grateful of what God has given you. Never be prideful. Don't be selfish, especially. That's another thing. And just give all glory to God and thank Him for all that He's given you, because like Job, He could take it all away in a second. So let's get into this recap. Today took 2 trades on the day. We're up 317 on the day. I don't know why it says 7. Oh, I know why it says 7. I'll explain that in a minute. So first loss was pretty hefty, 426, but I'll also go over that. So for the first trade that I took today, I ended up getting stopped out. Let me pull up these chart executions. Oh, they're already on. Didn't even see that. What's it called? Alright, this is exactly what I was looking for. Coming into the day, this was my draw. I wanted to see these 4-hour lows. We ended up inversing and tapping into this 4-hour gap later, but I wanted to see these 4-hour lows get swept out to then move higher to these highs. I wanted these highs to get swept out because NASDAQ didn't take them out pre-market, and ES was really far off. So I knew that was a heavy draw on liquidity for the day. And I did also know that these lows wanted to get swept because, it was just kind of obvious. Like, we were just dumping pre-market, and market open we also dumped. So at market open, I was looking for us to come sweep this sell side, tap into this 4-hour gap to then reject and move higher. And what did we end up doing? I say that, and what happens? Wait. This is the 4-hour gap, and we also had some sell side down here as well, which ends up getting destroyed, which I think is why my initial trade didn't hit. And honestly, I don't even know if there was an SMT at this time. I kind of want to check. So there actually was an SMT during this time, which I didn't even know. I wasn't paying attention to that. I just saw this internal SMT here, which was kind of like my header. But for this trade, I got a pretty late entry. I did want to enter off this inverse gap here. We sweep out this sell side, which is what I wanted to see. The 4-hour low gets swept, and we tap into the 4-hour gap, and that's exactly what I wanted to see. So I waited for some confirmation that we were starting to move higher. And what do we get? We get a change in state right here, and this inverse gap. This inverse gap never ends up getting tapped into, so I just entered off this fair value gap up here, and I was targeting the high that never got taken out yet on pre-market. So what happens? I didn't go break even here. Can't really remember why. I think it's because I got a late entry. I just thought it was like a little too early to go break even. And we also had all these unmitigated gaps down here that needed to get retraced into. So that was like another reason on why I didn't go break even there. I just thought we'd retrace into them to continue higher, but clearly we didn't end up going higher at this time. So I ended up getting stopped out here. I added to my position with one more micro when we tapped into the inverse gap, hoping that we could reject off of it and move higher, but obviously that didn't happen. So that trade happens. What changed? So pretty much I was still thinking the exact same thing. Here's what I'm extremely happy about. What I have been doing, especially this week, sticking to my rules, staying disciplined, and being patient. I normally if I lost 450, I probably would have been done for the day, but I was perfectly fine with losing that much, and I didn't even hesitate to enter this trade, and this one as well. I was down 450, and I was fine risking whatever I risked on this trade, but my mindset and everything has shifted so much, and I'm starting to stick to my rules, and it's showing profitability, signs of it. As you can see, up 1,400 on the account. I understand it's a combine, but number one, this is the most I've ever been up, and number two, I'm trading good on the account. It's not like I'm taking shitty trades. I'm trading really good on this account. I'm staying disciplined. I'm following my rules, and I'm executing really, really good. I'm telling myself what I want to see prior, and then it happens, and I just enter, and that destroys all hesitation because you know what you want to see before it happens. So when it happens, you're prepared to enter. So we get that. Then I see this fat move lower. I honestly never zoomed in this far to see this low, which now I know why. We sweep this low, create an SMT with the S, and this was a perfect trade. I waited for this 3-minute gap to get inversed because we come up. I thought it would inverse it here, but we end up rejecting it. And we came back down. We create this internal SMT as well. And we had this for value gap down here that if it tapped into, I would have entered off that, but it didn't. What ends up happening is 3-minute gap inverses. What do we get? Retracement back down to the gap, and we get a 3-minute change in the state. Now this, for me, this is an A+ setup. I don't care, bro. This is top-notch A+ setup. Drawn liquidity is higher. Sweep out all these lows for our gap holding bullish. 3-minute inverse, 3-minute CISD, tap into both. That's and SMT. That is perfect A+ setup. A+ setup, bro. Now, my entry originally right here. As soon as we tap into this gap, I entered literally right where my line was. Stop below this for value gap, and I was targeting this high. And I was only in with 3 micros at the time, so I only would have made 500, I think, which would have covered my losses and then some. And accidentally, seriously accidentally, I added 1 micro with my finger because I was using my iPad. So I was in the trade with 4 micros, and then it changed my fill to up here. And then I was like, okay. And then, I added it up here. I added it right here. As you can see, it says 1 micro right there. And then it what's it called? Sorry. And then it subtracts the micro again up here. I don't know if I clicked it. So then I'm in with 3. Messes up my fill again. I'm like, what is going on? And then it adds another micro. And then I end up being in with 5 micros. I go break even at this high still. I was fine with it. Let me check. Where was my original? The real trade. This is where it filled me for 5 micros. This is where my fill came. So it came from all the way down here to up here, which isn't that much, but it's a pretty big difference. Not mad though, because I made $700 and was up $300 on the day. So perfectly fine with, it adding the micro. So can't complain. But that was my trade for the day. Al Charbel is going to talk about his trade for the day because we ended up taking this long, but prior to that, he took some other trades that he's going to go over right now.
So the first trade I took should have been a banger. But got brutally edged. And I was like, all right, wait, let me go over first. So, first off, this is at market open. Kind of took it like right at market open. So we break to the downside, inverse these gaps, retrace to the inverses and change in state. I was like, demon entry. Shit's free.
Demon.
And then,
Demon.
so I get brutally edged on this. And after I get stopped, I want to kill myself because I would have made a band
off that, bro.
And after losing 600 yesterday, I was like, what the balls? So I thought, I didn't think, I just went long and then lost a lot of money. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. almost down a band. Basically a band. After taking these, after taking these, well, actually it was like this, and then I was kind of like scalping a little bit somewhere because this never happened to me. I've never felt these emotions before. Like, I didn't know what to do. I mean, I didn't know what to do, but like,
sorry,
still.
I don't know if you guys seen that short that I posted on Instagram. That one time I got brutally, like, worse than this edged. It was for less money, but it was horrible. It literally came 1 point away from my take profit and just went up. I have no idea why. It just did. But yeah.
Same with this, bro. It went up, just edged me, and then just freaking comes back down and takes it out. And then,
yeah, I know.
Yeah, I guess let's see the executions real quick. Just watch this. Yep. Just random. And then this was the last one.
Oh my gosh.
Almost, this got me feeling freaking bad, bro. But like, I shouldn't have. I knew what I was supposed to do, but like, it's never happened to me before. I don't know why. I just never thought it would happen. Cause it's just never happened this far in. Shit's never happened to me. So it finally happens, and I freaking get angry. Cause I missed out on a lot of money. Well, it's not really. I mean, it kind of is, because lost a lot yesterday, but then I got the long from him. Props. Shout out. And then,
bro, I got you.
And then for my rules, it's basically the only things I feel like I'm doing pretty good besides just the one time I traded pre-market yesterday and today. That's like it. I feel like I've been doing pretty good with my rules.
Today?
No, yesterday I traded pre-market, and then today it was just like AIDS Central everywhere.
Yeah.
But like, other than that, I've been doing pretty good.
Yo, I feel like, actually, no, never mind. I was about to say we should wait till like a little bit after market open to trade, but it doesn't even matter because, like, if you just targeted the 4 hour low, it would have been hit. So, no, I know, I understand.
Yeah, but I feel like it should have just took it out there instead of reversing and edging me, bro. I was targeting this gap right here, just the start of it.
I know.
See this, bro. Like, we closed there, and then
it sucks.
Wicks
Did it
all
like
the way
end up
there.
stopping you out if you didn't go break even?
It would have stopped me out all the way. Like,
yeah.
It's hella gay. It's hella. It's hella weird. It's hella weird.
I know.
But I may or may not trade tomorrow. But
see how it is. Wait, check news real quick.
I think there's. Oh.
Yeah, non-farm payroll. Everyone says that's like, I don't know. I think there's not gonna be. I feel like it's gonna be choppy tomorrow, and it's Friday too, bro.
I
I think that's
I'm
all for
done.
today's video. So, I mean, hopefully we can get good trades tomorrow. Honestly, it doesn't even matter. I'll wait till next week, but
Yeah,
we'll see how
I
price plays out tomorrow.
might not be able to trade and forgot no webcam today because I don't feel like it. It's probably the main. It's kind of the main reason. Just don't feel like putting my phone and like moving a bunch of stuff.
I know.
So
All right,
sorry
boys.
about that. All right. See you guys in the next one. See you, boys.
Peace.